Alexa, lo-fi hip hop. Dollar dollar bill, yo. Get the money, dollar dollar bill, y'all. We're about to practice. What's up? What's up? Please, if you can, do me a solid. Go on my YouTube. Even if you want to watch it here, you can watch it here or watch it on YouTube. But I'm trying to build up the YouTube. So join me on the YouTube if you can. We're going to do our beginners class. If you're hearing me on the YouTube, what's up, y'all? I'm about to transition us. Transition. Alexa, lo-fi hip hop playlist.
The playlist Lo-Fi Hip Hop on Amazon Music.
What's up? Come on in. Come on in. All right, let's transition. All right, let's get started, y'all. Welcome to our beginners yoga program. My name is Brandon Copeland. I will be teaching you this morning. I just want to say thank you, first and foremost, for joining me for this class. I'd like to say thank you for taking time out for yourself on the mat. I'd like to just say thank you, right? Thank you for all the things that you're going to do for yourself in the next hour. Thank you for taking your time to do that with me in your own home. And thank you for taking this time. Really, that seems what all this is all about, is our time. Spending time together, making sure that we are on the same page while we go through this COVID-19 crisis, right? And the best way you can do that, I think, is that old method that they talk about on airplanes, where you put your mask on first, right? So let's do that. Let's take this time to try and put our masks on first. Join me. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section. If you have anything that you want to see, I have plenty of time to make videos and stuff, so I'd love to make something for you. Please give me that opportunity. And lastly, please donate, like, subscribe, support the channel with your action. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Without much further ado, let's get started. Let's get to practice. So we're going to start in our practice in our seated position. Right, I'm going to turn and face the camera sometimes. Sometimes I'll turn to the left, right? But generally, so that you can see me, I'll be facing this way. Let's begin. Sit tall in your position with the legs crossed. And I always like to start with some grounding breaths, just to ground myself in the practice, right? So we'll bring palms together at the center of the chest. And sitting up tall, let the shoulders draw down the back. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. We're here for 1. Full breath in through your nose and a full breath out of the mouth. 2. 3. 4. Deep breath in, feeling the ribs expand away from the center of your body. And breath out, 5. And on the 5th breath, let your eyes close. Right? Let yourself take a deep breath in through your nose. And a full breath out of the mouth, an audible breath that will tell you a little bit more about maybe how you're feeling in this moment, right? So a nice full breath in and a full breath out. Good, let's work the spine, right? So in our yoga practice, we're trying to see what that breath feels like filtered through the spine. Right, or filtered through the shape that we make in the spine. So let's bring maybe left hand to your right knee. Inhale, just quick look over the right shoulder, breath in, and breath out. And we'll do the other side as well. Right hand to your left knee, inhale, sit up quick, look over the shoulder. Good. Let's bring our hands behind the back, fingers point backwards. We'll lift the chest up and lift the ribs up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. And then exhale in this position, letting your ribs come forward a little bit. And then we'll do the same forward, right? So push the palms down, round through your back, breathe in. And exhale, let the shoulders settle back. Let's move into our cat and cow stretches, right? I'm gonna keep adjusting this light a little bit. Thanks for bearing with me. It's our first week, so I'm still kind of getting my lighting. I want you to be able to see me well enough. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So, hands down, right underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll take our cat and cow position. So as you inhale, drop the belly button down, lift the chest up, look up. As you exhale, tuck your chin, round through your back, look back. And we'll follow that same pattern, right? Inhale, chest lifts, breathe in. Exhale, tuck your chin, round through your back, look back. Inhale, chest drops, lift the chin, look up. Just looking for those spaces where you feel tight. Exhale, round through the back, tuck the chin, look back. Let's take 3 more like that. Trying to make your mat look unique, right? So maybe look over your shoulder to your left. Maybe look over to the right. Right, as you move, inhaling, dropping the belly, and exhaling, round into your back. We're here for one more breath. And as you exhale, let the back round. Toes point back. We'll sit our hips back onto our heels for our child's pose. Just doing our last little bit to stretch open the lower back, the midsection. Forehead touches the mat. We're here for 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Let's look forward. Curl your toes under, heels come down, hips are up for a downward facing dog. Now if this is your first down dog, you can be nice to yourself, right? Maybe bend the knees a little bit, right knee bend, left knee bend, maybe shift to your left or to your right. Shake your head yes or no in your downward dog. Maybe move your shoulders forward and back. Really as unique as you can be in your down dog, that's the best, right? How can I try and figure out best in my body what feels good? Well, it's kind of moving in the way that your body tells you. Maybe that's shifting your hips to the left or to the right. Right? Shaking your head yes or no. But just kind of allow yourself to move freely, right? Knee can bend, shoulders can move forward and back. Maybe you rest in your child's pose. Take one more breath. And then we'll come back towards the front of our mat, one step and the other. Bring your feet hip distance apart, and we challenge ourselves a little bit there so we're relaxed. Knees can bend, hands tuck into your elbow creases. Let your head hang and sway. If your knees bend, that's cool. Sway to your left or to your right. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And allow for your breath, your body's internal sound to kind of help you out here. Let's take a deep breath in with the knees bent. And HA. Just kind of let all that energy come out of the mouth. Now you might feel silly at home, but you're the only one there. Maybe there's somebody who loves you who's there. Also, do it with them. Deep breath in. HA. And just kind of let the week just fall off, right? Let yourself feel heavy. You don't have to keep everything up. You don't have to be responsible for yourself right now. You just kind of hang out. Take one more deep breath in. HA. Good. And as you express that breath, you let go of that energy, right? Hands hang, knees are bent, and very slowly we'll come to standing up. Nice and easy. Shoulders down the back. Good. Let's reach our arms up in this position, right? You don't have to turn like I'm turning. And then we'll exhale, bring the hands down to the center of the chest. Let's try and find that breath in this position like we found it when we first started seating, right? So lift the chest into the thumbs in our mountain pose. And especially as a beginner, let's go through this. Mountain pose, looking down at the feet. Now that we've kind of woken the body up. Let's let the feet come hip distance apart. So you're not too close, not too far, right? Kind of hip distance. Hands come to your waist. Bring your thumbs to the top of the back part of your pelvis. Push the tailbone down and lift the navel up. Right? So you feel this kind of length, this extension, this squeeze in your ribs. We're stacking everything over our central space so we can breathe better, right? Palms come together at the chest. Lift the chest into the thumbs. Let your shoulders draw down your back. And with this very tall spine, from the top of the head with your ears over your shoulders all the way to your heels, let the hands come down. And in your mountain pose, spread the fingers out, let the chest get tall. Stand powerfully, right? That's the whole point of this pose. Can I take a deep breath in? Almost like I'm breathing into the 5 corners of my body, right? Leg, what is it? Arm, leg, arm, head, right? You're breathing into this shape. Keep what you need here, and then exhale. Release the tension you don't need, right? Deep breath in. Looking through one spot so you don't feel silly, right? You're standing up with your arms spread. Exhale out. Let go. Maybe even close the eyes as a beginner, right? Not so worried about focus. Breath in. Breath out. Take 3 more like this. Breath in. Just in real time, honoring the design that you were built with, right? Everything's open. Breath out. And your yoga practice serves to show you these corners, these crevices of your subconscious. Breath in. These places in your lower back, your arms, underneath the fingernails, behind the feet, behind the ears, beneath the toes. Breath out. That you have ignored or forgotten or added stress to cope with the things that are going on. 1 more breath in. Kind of feel yourself electrifying these places with your intention. And breath out. And then letting go of your attachment. You don't really need them. Right? We're going to move. This is a beginner's class, and so I do want you to challenge you to rest as you need. Right? But I'm going to offer you some sun salutations to start to warm your body up. As a beginner, I'm going to say don't worry so much about keeping up with the exact details of the poses. Focus more on keeping up with the pace and noticing the pattern that your breath either fits into really well or tries to fight. Right? So your breath, as we move through this, is going to either get outpaced or you might be a little too slow for you. You might be used to this kind of stuff. Try and let the practice be less about the physical, am I doing this right? And more about as a beginner, can I match my breath with my movement? I'll iron out all the wrinkles for you later. All right, so let's see what that looks like. Both feet together, palms together at the center of the chest. Let's inhale and reach up. So you're tricking your brain. You're training it to move with breath, right? Not the other way around. Breathe, then move. No. We want to breathe. When we move, then breathe. No, we want to breathe, then move. Let's do it. Exhale, fold over your legs. Breathe out. In and out of the nose is preferred, but if you need to do out of your mouth at first, I understand. Inhale, lift the head up, look forward, back is straight. Exhale, step the right foot back, drop the right knee down. Step the left foot back, drop the left knee down. Let's keep our knees and feet on the ground, and then come down to our chest and our chin. So we have knees, chest, and chin on the mat. Slide forward to the belly. Ribs and shoulders come up, look up. And then push back into your child's pose. Forehead on the mat in child's pose. We're here for 1. Just resting. 2. 3. 4. We'll get the lighting, don't worry. Last breath. 5. Let's curl the toes under. Heels come down, hips up, breathe out. Look forward as you step, breathe in. Big breath into the lungs. And as you stay here with the hips not going back, but coming forward towards the toes, breathe out. Stretch the backs of the legs. Let that stress go. As you inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Look up. Exhale, hands down the center of your chest. Good. Again, inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold over your legs, breathe out. Inhale, lift your head up, look forward, back is straight. Remember pace, not movement. Right foot steps back, left foot steps back, breath comes out, come down. Inhale, come up, chest is up. Upward facing dog. And then let's exhale, curl your toes under for a downward facing dog. Heels down, hips up, we're here for 1. 2. Keep the breath steady. Every time you hear number 3, you breathe in deeply, you breathe out deeply, no matter where you are. 4. And 5. Look forward, step or hop between your hands. Breathe in. Exhale, fold, breathe out. Let yourself hang. Take an extra breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Let the knees bend. Good, good. Warm it up. Not gonna get too warm. Inhale, stand up, reach arms towards the ceiling, look at the hands. And then exhale, bring hands down the center of the chest. Last one like this. You should feel your heart rate moving a little bit. Follow the breath, right? Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold over your legs, breathe out. Inhale, lift your head up, look forward. Exhale, step or hop back. Breath comes out, right? The hop was a little bit much, right? If you're a beginner, stick with the step. Inhale, we'll come up, upward facing dog. Breathe in, arms straighten. And then exhale, curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Now this is the lifestyle part of the poses, I like to think. In your down dog, I give you 5 breaths, and I'm not the type of teacher that's going to tell you what to do, right? So bend your knees, shift to your left, your right. Find favorites. Find things that you don't like, right? Maybe lift one leg or lift the other. Maybe choose to give yourself rest. Maybe you never get to choose rest. Maybe you're a parent, right? Choose to give yourself in this time what you need. You have 3 more breaths. 3. If you're feeling really moving, you can take your fire jumps, right? Bending the knees and lifting the hips, right? That's a little more advanced, right? But hey, we all like options. Take 1 more breath. Hips up and back, spreading into our fingers, trying to keep the shoulders away from the ears. I know they're going to come up there. Try and spread them out. And then here's the good part. Step forward to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Let it go, right? So don't think, was this easy, was this hard? He said beginners, whatever. Let it go, right? Inhale, come to standing, all the way up. Arms reach up. And exhale, hands down the center of the chest. You don't want to get caught up in the ease of the pose in the moment. It's a trick, right? It's more about the breath you feel now. Take your breath here. See if you can slow it down. Come back with me. Breath in. And a full breath out. We'll do 2 more, or two more. We'll do 2 of the second variation of this pose following this breath. Same idea. Breath in. Breath out. Just allowing the breath to be challenged, right? That's really all we're focusing on. Not succeeding, not in your breath, winning the test or winning the race. Just challenged, right? Let's move. Bend your knees. Fingers can touch the ground if they can. If not, go for ankles. Inhale, reach your arms, up chair pose. Exhale, breathe out, fold over your legs. Inhale, lift your head up and look forward. Back is straight. Legs are as straight as possible. And as we exhale, we'll step the right foot back, drop the knee down. Left foot back, drop the knee down. Let's come down. We'll come forward, so you will push. This might be the hardest pose for you right here. That's okay. Let it go. Try not to carry that tension as we go into our up dog, right? Inhale up. And exhale. Push back. Downward facing dog. Now look forward to the top of your mat. We're going to add a pose in. Right hand can come to the right shin. Step the right foot forward. If it doesn't quite make it, scoot it forward, right? Let's make sure that the right knee is over your right ankle. You'll drop the back heel down. As you inhale, come to standing up. Arms reach up towards the ceiling. Look up. Warrior 1. So our knee is bent, navel's in. We're straight in the upper body. We're just trying to see what we can do with the legs. And then beauty, let it go. Hands come down. Step back, half push up. Come all the way down. Point your toes back. Inhale, come up. And exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. Left foot will step forward. Drop your right heel down. Inhale, straight up. Arms reach towards the ceiling. Look up. Warrior 1. Let's take an extra breath to match the other side. Breath in. See if your tailbone can sink straight down while your fingers just reach up. Exhale, hands down, step back, half push up. Let's come down. Chest is forward and down. Maybe you use your knees, maybe you're struggling. That's good. Keep working. I'm here with you. Inhale, upward facing dog. Breathe in, stretch those arms out. And then really get a nice long stretch, downward dog. Child's pose is always an option. Right? Maybe you want to try and stretch the legs. We're here for 4 breaths. Feel free to lift your right leg. Maybe you stack the knee. Maybe you're just trying to see what it's like stretching through the leg. Maybe that foot doesn't even really lift that high off the ground. It doesn't matter. Once toes are up, your weight is in your left foot and your hands. See what that feels like playing around with that with your next 2 breaths. So be sure to breathe. Breath in and breath out. Good. Keep going, beginners. Let's go. Step right, left foot forward, then right. Inhale, lift the head up, and we'll take an extra rest here. Right fold. Let your hands hang, let the knees bend, tuck your hands. Shake your head yes and no. Then standing up slowly, hands hanging. Let's slowly, we'll bring feet together. Excuse me, I forgot. Sit, one breath, chair pose, inhale. And then, right, here we go. We're going to just come to standing all the way up. Now, take a breath, right? We just flush the body with energy. The blood is pushing through each of the corners of the body that we might not have been focused on. See what that feels like. Trust me, beginner's class, it's a perfect time to learn. Breath in, breath out. Why am I practicing, right? That feeling will kind of guide you. It'll be words that I can't describe. Take 2 more like that. Breath in, breath out. Take 1 more, breath in. Feeling that feeling of connectedness, that feeling of movement in your body, that connection to life that you have, right? Breath out. Let's use that connection to life, right? That's what our whole practice is about, reminding ourselves why we're here by focusing on the moment. So as you get into these challenges where you might feel a little like it's too much or a little too little, come back to that intention, to that focus, to that source, all right? And keep pushing forward. Let's go. Bend your knees. Last one like this. Arms reach up, look up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lift your head up and look forward. And then step right and left back. Knee coming down is optional, your choice. Try and go through this struggle, right? Breath out. Inhale, come up. Tuck the chin so you can stretch the back of your neck and then look up. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, nice long steps. Drop the left heel down. Inhale, we stand up. We'll go with breath this time. Breath in, breath out. Step back. So this is a long breath out. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Everything comes out. In through your nose, everything in. And out. Head first, tuck your chin, look back. Left foot will step forward. Again, you might be going faster or slower than me. That's perfect, right? Follow your breath. Breath in, that's what we're training. Breath out. And that's why we say training, practice, playing, right? This is not a test. Breath out. In. Even for yourself, when you're successful, you'll only be as successful as you breathe. Downward facing dog. Maybe left leg lifts up, or you take child's pose, dropping the hip down. But feel free to explore for the next 5 breaths. I'll be quiet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look forward in your downward dog. Step the right foot, step the left. Inhale, lift the head up. Exhale, fold, breathe out. Both feet come together. Let's bend the knees, sit the hips back. Reach your arms towards the ceiling. And eyes on the palms so you keep your focus. Come to standing. Chest lifts into thumbs, thumbs meet the chest. Keep that connection secure, right? Like you're kind of keeping that energy right into that space. Let the eyes look through one space. Let's take 3 breaths together. 1, 2. Starting to hear the sounds around you. Maybe things going on in the room behind you or above. Maybe something going on outside. Last breath. Noticing how you stay steady even though the world around you changes. Breath out. Good, let's move. Let's bring our hands to our hips. We're gonna hop the feet hip distance apart. And we're going to bend forward. Maybe grab the tops of the knees if that's where you are. Maybe go for your shins or your ankles. If you're very flexible already, you can grab your toes. Either way, let's lift the head up. And for 5 breaths, we're gonna fold forward over our legs, waking them up. Let's fold over the legs. Looking behind us. Really, how low you go is up to you. We're here for 2. The breath is what I care most about. Right? 3. If you're breathing in each pose, you'll be doing the best that you can do, right? 4. Or at least you'll see the pathway to do the best you can do. Last breath. 5. Good. Let the hands hang, chin tucked very slowly. Stand yourself back up. Feeling your legs have a little more blood in them as you stand, right? Kind of letting that stretch go. And let's take our triangle pose. I'm going to turn so you can see me. You can kind of turn whichever way feels best. but we're gonna step our foot back so that we're on the wide edge of our mat. Let's bring the arms up, so the arms are wide. Turn the toes, right toe can turn to the right. Right, so I have everything flat. Now, don't rush. I know it's a beginner's class, so let's take our time on this one. Look down at your feet. We want to make sure that the front foot, the one that's pointing straight ahead, goes right into the inside of the back foot. So we're not standing with it too far forward. We're not standing with it too far back. The more work that you put into aligning correctly, the less work you'll do in the pose. Trust me. So be sure your feet line straight up. Now going up, I like to go joint by joint. Let's make sure that the knees aren't bent. We're not wobbling in this pose. Right? Both legs are very straight. Let's bring hands to the hips. And notice if your hips at an angle, you're facing this forward leg. Let's face the hips directly to the side of your mat. As you push the right hand forward in this, you'll feel your right hip. That's the stretch that we want to maintain as we go into this posture, right? So try and keep that integrity in your leg. Don't let it buckle as soon as you move. It'll want to, right? But that's your practice, is figuring out how not to let that happen. Arms spread, so we'll keep the ribs lengthened, we'll keep the chest broad, fingers open, and keeping everything like this. Notice my upper body, even up to my head and neck, which I'll turn my chin at my middle finger. This is all the same. All I'm working on is keeping this the same and finding my stretch. So let's reach the right hand forward. Right hand drops wherever it drops, so I don't have to lose any of this. And then as I turn my chin and look to my thumb, we'll have 5 breaths in this pose. I can feel how upper body and lower body can complement each other, resulting in this point right on my left hip that's getting stretched, right? And this extension through the spine and the legs. You have 3 more breaths. Let your eyes look at the thumb, focusing only on your breath in and out. Let your body react to your breath. So as you inhale, stretch from the center. As you exhale, keep the stretch, but relax the effort. Let balance take over for strength. And then just as quickly as we came in, we'll come out. Let's bring the arms up. Turn the right toes in. Turn the left toes forward. So notice the right hip might want to follow the left. Don't let it. Spread out. Let's reach the left hand forward. 5 breaths. Left hand comes down. Right arm is up. We'll take 6 because I talked a little bit last time. 1. Eyes on the palm. Just trying to breathe. 2. Notice when your thoughts come up or your feelings based on your body. 3. Come back to that breath, acknowledging those thoughts and feelings. So don't just say, I shouldn't be thinking this. Think it, and then go back. Be gentle. Take 1 more breath. Good. Inhale, come up. And then let's come back to the top of the mat. Palms together at the center of the chest. Good. Let's step left foot back 1 more time. Arms wide. And so we're looking to kind of create a white space in our mind. Turn the right toes forward. So when you get the brain doing things physically, we'll bend into the right knee, so you're in this warrior 2 kind of position, right? Let's drop the elbow to the knee and reach the fingers forward. So this is our extended side angle position. I want to drop my hip into place and reach the fingers looking towards the ceiling. In this position, my mind is so focused on doing these tasks and breathing that the thoughts become an interruption, right? Notice those interruptions over the next 3 breaths. Take a deep breath in. Notice what kind of interruptions they are. Is it your mind saying you can't do something? Is it your body saying something feels a certain way? Acknowledge that thought or that feeling. 1 more breath. And come back to this. Inhale and exhale. Anything that stops that inhale and exhale, coming up, standing up, turn the right toes in. Stop doing, right? Left toes turn towards the front. We'll bend into left knee. And we'll bring left elbow to knee. Right arm reaches forward. Extended side angle. Just 5 breaths each pose. 1. Sink the hips and notice if you're overloading one area, if your left leg is doing the most, don't panic, right? Look at it. Drop the heel, maybe lift the toes. See how you can adjust yourself on your mat. Take 1 more breath. The beauty of a class is I might be there to see it. But if I'm not, you should know how to do it yourself, right? You're your own light. You're the light you're looking for in the darkness. Step forward to the top of the mat, palms together at the center of the chest. Now, I know I'm beating up on your legs, but they're a great place to store some stress, so let's kind of work into them. Let's step the left foot back. Last time, or right foot, whichever you're at, is fine. Doesn't matter. Let's bring our arms wide, and we'll do our wide leg forward fold. So here, I'm going to, and I'll turn so you can see my hips. Keep my legs strong, lift the insides of the legs up, press the feet flat. And here's the trick. The pose wants you to fold forward. Your mind wants to protect your hamstrings, so it's gonna tell you to kick your hips back. Don't do that, right? We're tricking the mind, remember? Just a little bit, right? Or giving it something to do. So if it just did physically what you think you should do, anyway, this wouldn't be a good practice, right? Let's bring the hands down and look at your feet. If your hips are way back or your toes are light on the ground, walk the hands forward so your hips are right between your ankles. Pressing the feet down, lift the inner arches up. Let's walk the hands back towards the toes. Spread the fingers out and push the top of the head down. We're here for 1. Prasarita Padottanasana, A, or wide leg forward fold, A, 2, 3, 4, and again, head touching the ground or head looking at the ceiling even, doesn't matter. Find your fold, find your focus point. Let's walk the hands forward and let it go. Exhale. Hands to your waist. Inhale, come to standing all the way up. And exhale. Let's bring the arms wide. Take hold of the waist. Squeeze the elbows together behind the back. And we'll fold over the legs. Head comes down. 1, 2. Again, if you're a beginner, knees hurt, hamstrings hurt. Yoga shouldn't be so painful. Give yourself a break. Bend the knees a little bit. Move on your mat. Right? Trying to find stillness, but negotiate with yourself. Find the gray area first. It's much better than the black and white. Inhale, come to standing all the way up. Exhale. You are in that gray area, right? Inhale, arms reach wide. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. This is the black of it. The pose, what is it? Exactly what it is. The white is you gotta breathe. In that gray area is you. How can I find the breath while staying in the pose? Fold over your legs. Let the head come down, fingers come forward, and we find it out. If your back's super tight and you're just like this, see if you can breathe deeper there. If you're super flexible and your fingers on the ground, see if you can breathe deeper there. You have 3 breaths to explore. Breath in. If you feel dizzy, stand up. All right, breath out. All right, don't overdo it. Last breath. Good. Let's bring our hands to our waist. Inhale. We'll come to standing all the way up, and I'll readjust myself on my mat so y'all can see me. And exhale. Good job, everybody. I'm going to give you one last standing pose, and then we'll sit and then kind of close our practice out. So come to standing back at the top of the mat. Palms together at the center of the chest. Let's move through our sun salutation. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Breathe out. You should feel your legs more here, so be ginger. Inhale, lift the heads up. Exhale, step right foot and left foot back. Coming down. Knees, chest, and chin, or knees down, or all the way down. Inhale, we'll come up, breathe in. Take your child's pose here. Exhale. 5 breaths in our child's pose, just catching our breath, slowing down from those previous poses, preparing for the next. 2. 3. Take this time to physically feel your body moving as you breathe. You can feel the lungs lifting the rib cage just slightly as you take the air in and let it come out. Last breath. Good. Final standing poses we'll do is our warrior 1 and 2. And we'll sit. Let's curl the toes under. Heels down, hips up. Now, keeping the right foot on the right side of the mat, let's scoot the foot forward. The further you can get so that the hips are in line with the knee, the less work you have to do standing up, right? The less pressure your toes take on. So maybe try and stretch a little bit more. Maybe slide the back foot back a little bit. Feel maybe this little release in your hips so you're not just kind of keeping everything tight and up in this space. Let the hip relax a little bit. Drop your back heel down at a 45-degree angle. So left heel's down, right foot's down, but your knee is bent on your right leg. Left leg is straight. Looking forward and keeping the chest pointing forward, we'll just stand up. Bring your hands to your hips. Kind of move into your hips. Right hip will be pulled back. Left hip is kind of pushed forward a little bit. But we'll still settle into that forward knee. Pull your navel in. And then reach the arms up like you're a football referee, right? Fingers reach, and then finally you can look up. Maybe you look ahead if that's a lot on your chest. But take 4 breaths like this. Breath in, filling up the shape with air. As you exhale, settle. Let the shape hold you up. Take 3 more. Breath in, exhale. Trust in the body even more. 2 more. Breath in, exhale. Last one. Deep breath. And as you exhale, bring the hands down. Step the feet back. Go into your half push-up. Inhale, come up. And exhale, push back. Good. Think of that like flossing, right? We're just trying to check in consistently with that up dog, down dog. Let's see how the spine is doing. Left foot steps forward and encourage it to open even more. Let's move our foot back, right knee, and maybe bounce to your hips. Let the top of the right thigh stretch a little bit. Let yourself open up a little more. We're here for 3, 2, and we'll drop the back heel down, trying to keep the stretch in the right leg. On 1, we'll inhale slowly. Stand up, arms reach up. Look up, chest is up. We're here for 1. Doing our best. Now that we're in the pose and using all the muscles that we need to their best extent, we set them up to be used that way. As you exhale over the next 3 breaths, can you let go of that tension? Right, 2 more breaths. My hands are stacked. Do I need to reach? No, I can just kind of keep them balanced. What can I trade off? Last breath. That will help me keep the shape, but not like overly tire me. Exhale, hands down. Just like we don't inhale our whole lives. Breathe out. You gotta have balance, right? So too much of anything is imbalanced. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, curl the toes under. Downward dog. Good, let's look forward to the top of the mat. We'll come down to hands and knees and sit back on our hands and feet. Now I'm going to turn so you can see me a little bit better. I'm going to adjust my lighting a little bit. Take this time to take a small break, right? Give yourself, if you need some water or need to grab something to drink, you can go ahead and do that. All right, so settling back on your mat for our final closing sequence. Know that you did work hard today, right? Good job. Especially as a beginner, it can be difficult to kind of get into these different poses. But I do have you do them as a beginner, right? Not to scare you away or not to even just overly challenge you, but so that you can see that yoga has 2 different sides, right? You can always kind of overdo it, I guess, or only get stuck into the types of poses that we just did. The standing poses, the poses that are just like building your heart rate up or challenging you beyond your skill level. And while that's cool, it's what I like to think is necessary, right? You kind of want to push yourself past a certain point so that you can truly feel what rest feels like, right? If you don't get tired or you don't go beyond what the norm is for yourself, you can't truly rest, right? So let's see what that feels like to kind of purposefully do the exact opposite with our intention and with our body than we did when we first started, right? So let's see what that looks like. So I would say in order to start bringing your heart rate down, a good pose that we use in the Ashtanga series that I'm kind of teaching you from, and one in general that you can get, anybody can do, is staff pose. So this is a pose, I almost like to think of this as like frustrated pose, because it's the simplest pose, but it requires some of the most intense like pressure, and things that are frustrating seem to be like that, right? It's just like simply won't work, right? But this pose is still aligned, it's still a good one. It's staff pose. So both feet come together, and I guess it's kind of like that staff. It's stiff, it's not really, doesn't bend like a lot of other poses. There's not much room for your own personal input in this pose, which is good. You want to kind of still try and give it all your energy because it will help you flush that energy out. Just bring the hands by the hips, squeeze legs together, toes come back towards your knees. So your legs and your lower body are straight. You're pressing the backs of the knees down into the ground, lifting the heels up if you can, toes come back towards your knees. And then push your palms down by your hips, chest to your chin. So back is very straight, almost like you have a split in your back and in your legs. And we're pushing everything down. Let's take 5 breaths like this. 1, 2, squeeze everything into the center of your body. 3, 4, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 5, exhale, let it go. Let's take a deep breath in through your nose and a full breath out of your mouth. We'll do a few forward folds and then I'll settle you down. Take hold of your ankles or big toes. Inhale, lift the head up. Ankles probably where we're at. And then fold, head is down. We're here for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, hands face each other. Come to laying down flat on your back. And scoot your hips towards your heels. So you're laying down flat like this. Let's bring the palms flat and lift the hips up for our bridge pose. Maybe hands underneath you, fingers can interlace. You can scoot the elbows in and lift up, or maybe you just got the palms flat. We're here for 1, 2. Breathe deeply in this pose, even though it might feel awkward or the most awkward or the best, whatever it is. Breathe in, be in this moment, embrace the way it feels, and then let go, embrace that part. Also, letting it go completely. Come down. Let's bring the knees into the chest, and just sway to your left and to your right. Kind of massaging your lower back. You can cross your ankles if you want. Tuck your chin, you can roll forward and back. Say yes and no. And then let's bring our arms wide, knees together. We'll twist both knees over to the left side. So knees over to the left. We'll take 8 breaths here because we're trying to slow our movement down. So shorter breath between movement means we're moving faster in each pose, right? And so when we want to slow down, this is one of the major ways to do it. Take a deep breath in. Look over your right shoulder and start to focus on your exhale. Right? So as you breathe in, feel yourself kind of maybe even in a small, from your joints in a small way, twisting a little deeper. Right shoulder on the ground, right knee forward. As you exhale, just kind of fully let everything go. Let the ground do the holding you up. You have about 5 more breaths. 5. Inhale, spread, expand from that central space in your spirit into the skin, from beneath the skin, right? The expansive feeling. And then exhale, keep the expansion, but let go of the tension in the body. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath, deep breath in. And exhale out. In this moment, just kind of feeling yourself choosing to let go. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale over to the right. Alexa. Alexa's cool. Take 8 breaths, looking over your other shoulder, left shoulder, with knees over to the right. We're here for 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Bring knees back to center. And the last pose that I'll have you do today, as a beginner especially, is going to be our legs up the wall pose. It's one that you can use with pretty much any wall that you have. I'm going to scoot over my ZZ plant, favorites, and kind of show you how to do this. This pose is great for even those that aren't really into yoga, you're just kind of doing this because you're bored or whatever. This is a great pose or a great way to kind of slow your day down, let everything go. It's going to be putting your legs up the wall. If you know a shoulder stand practice or have a shoulder stand practice, this is similar to that. But in real life, you're going to sit next to the wall, right? You're going to bring your hip as close to it as you can get. And you're gonna try and come down to your elbows. So you're just kind of lined up next to wherever your wall is. Your feet, inside foot will go up. And then you're just gonna turn the body so both feet come up the wall. Now this is how a lot of times you can just kind of let the blood drain out of your feet. This is how I decompress from work or after like a long drive. I'll kind of just lay with the legs up the wall and just kind of allow the blood to drain out of the feet and out of the legs. The feet will start to feel cold and tingly after a while. So if that's like too much, right? You don't want that to happen, right? Bottoms of the feet can always come together in this pose. You can make other shapes on the wall if you'd like, right? But the wall is just going to be a support system for you, which is a great way to use it as a beginner, right? Maybe legs straight up. You bring one hand to the center of your chest. Let's all do this together. And one hand to the navel. And checking back in. Why are we here, right? Checking into that space. Let's close the eyes. Take a deep breath into your nose. Feeling that top hand moving as you breathe in. And then press the air out with your top hand. Then again, breathe in. Top hand might move. Chest fills with air. Exhale, press. Let that air come out. One more like that. Deep breath in. As you exhale, feel the shoulders get heavier into the mat and settle down. Left hand. Let's try to breathe and make the left hand move. Breathing in. Notice that breath might be a little longer, but fuller. Exhale out. But it's informed by your intention. You're breathing deeper, so the breath gets different, right? Take two more. Breath in. And exhale out. Starting to get into that place between consciousness and unconsciousness. Breath in. Even if you're far away, you're stepping closer as you exhale. Exhale out. Last three. Let's see if we can get the chest and the stomach to move up and down. 5 breaths. We're here for 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Good. Wherever you are, slowly bring the legs down. Come over. And I know I said that would be my last one. Give me one more for those who are still with me. Thank you for pushing on. Last pose I like to give, especially to beginners, because beginners are often thought of as incapable, and I don't like to think of that. I like to think you're just beginning, so you need like the roots of every pose. Our practice is best capped off, I think, with an inversion or turning upside down. Just kind of like, in my mind, like that final stir of the pot, right? And so I'll give you an inversion here that you can take with you wherever. Inversion is simply a pose where your heart is above your head. You've done a few in class today. So your downward dog was an inversion. Your forward fold, an inversion. This will be like a little bit of both of those, called rabbit pose. So we'll roll forward with our forehead on the mat. Even your child's pose like this is a mini inversion, right? But in rabbit's pose, just for the next 5 to 10 breaths, I'll give you about 8, right? We'll roll to the top of the head and not putting pressure on the head at all, really. Keep the hands behind you, grab your ankles, let the top of the head press, and just breathe in. Breathe out. Really focusing on just feeling what it feels like for your spine to be in this shape, and for your breath to come in through that filter, right? What does it feel like to breathe while in this space? We're here for 6 more. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Good. Settle back into your child's pose. Take 3 breaths.
Kind of letting the blood come out of the head. Let's take a different type of breath. Breath in. HM. Just kind of allow yourself to settle. And you're making these noises because they're personal, right? Breath in. HM. Meaning that you can feel them. You can feel that where you settle, right? So don't be ashamed of your noises. That's your relaxation noise. One more. Breath in. HM. Give yourself room to be somebody that needs to relax. Then we'll sit up. The final pose of every practice is called Savasana. I'll put you in Savasana and leave you alone. Savasana is going to be feet to the corners of your mat. This will be the time, if you'd like, maybe to grab a blanket or to put on your favorite relaxing music if you need to. You've done the work in the practice, so even being a little late for your Savasana is okay, right? Start to lay down flat on the back, palms face each other. And we want to take up space in our Savasana. That's the idea. You created all of this space within your body. So in the external body, we take up space so that our blood can flow more freely, so we can feel our design, we can feel that we're not really constricted anywhere. And we can just allow our body, which is one of the most beautiful terms I've ever heard, allow your body to be breathed. So normally you're breathing through this like arched back or the stress or responsibility or COVID-19, right? You're breathing through all these different things. When you give yourself this space, see if you, the designed body, the person that has lungs that are naturally going to inhale and exhale, the person that naturally carries stress, see if you can naturally just not be involved with life in a way, other than observing. So as you lay back, let your eyes look through the ceiling. Take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out of your mouth. Feeling that natural pathway with air. Inhale and exhale. Noticing that as the eyes stay still and you breathe more deeply, how you might start to look through whatever you're looking at and enter this in-between space where the eyes are open, but the mind is elsewhere. Let's slowly let the eyes begin to close over the next 3 breaths. So as you inhale, look further through that space. As you exhale, let the eyes get a little heavier. 2 more, inhale. Alexa, off. And exhale. On your last one, deep breath in. As you exhale, close the eyes. Feeling your head, your joints, shoulders, wrists, elbows, fingers, ribs, pelvis, knees, thighs, knees, hips, ankles, toes. Like they're magnetized, being pulled into the ground. Let yourself feel heavier. Let your exhale be a little bit longer each time as you breathe out. And doing your best to let the mind wander, let the breath be normal. Just observe yourself being breathed. The air naturally comes in, the lungs rise, you don't do any work. And the air naturally falls out. Lungs fall, presses the ground. So observing your design. Just being grateful for this moment where your lungs are breathing for you. Your body's existing for you to kind of view out of. Your mind can wander, it's free. Let that central space, that watcher of all things that happen in your life, it's not quite the mind thinking, not quite the body feeling, not quite even the air coming in and out. So allow that space to feel free. Right? Let that watcher within you that normally is attending to the mind or attending to the body or attending to the breathing or the breath or the health. Try and focus on that space. You can stay in your Savasana as long as you'd like. Feeling free to move or not move whenever you need. If you are with me, right, you can start to kind of move the legs, the arms, the fingers, the toes. You can bring your knees into your chest, bring your arms around your knees. Then you can lay over on whatever side feels comfortable, taking a breath out. Take one more deep breath in. One more full breath out. As you're ready, you can come to sitting all the way up on your mat. Just kind of coming back to that place we started. Maybe your legs cross. And we'll take 3 closing breaths in our practice just to kind of seal the practice off. So bring one hand or both hands to the center of your chest. And breathe into that central space in your navel and your stomach. Take a deep breath. Breath in. Letting go of all the heat that we might have from the week or weekend. Breathe out of the mouth. Push with the navel. Push that air out. Take one more breath in. Physically remove that pressure. Let it go. If your breath stinks, hey, that's on you. My bad. Good. And we'll do one more. Palms together at the center of the chest. Let's breathe that HM breath. Breath in. HM. Giving yourself room to kind of let the stress melt out of the shoulders, the lower back, the hips. Take one more breath in. HM. Last one. Let this breath be for you. Whatever kind it is perfect. But let it be something that carries you into this week. Lets you know that you can carry yourself this way into this week as long as you follow your breath. Take one. Breath in. And out. The light in me recognizes and bows to the light in me, in you, meaning the God in me, the essence of me, the living being that is here for just a moment. Recognizes you, thanks you for sharing your practice with me, for sharing your time, your energy, your space with me, for coming into my space, if with our poor lighting, and giving me some time to kind of work all this stuff out. Thank you for caring about yourself. I truly believe that if you shine your light brightest, you'll be able to shine light on others and show them how they can shine their light and how they can be better people. And after a while, through true osmosis, we'll all have a better place to live. That may be thousands of years from now. So while you're going on that journey, enjoy the ride. All right? Remember to take your practice for yourself. You're matter. You're worth it. No matter whether you're a beginner, super intermediate, or super advanced, whatever, your practice is wrapped up in the moment that you're in. So take the time to enjoy this moment, enjoy your family, enjoy your life, and remember you can't take anything with you. So be sure to let things go. I love you all. If you have any questions about this, comment. Please drop comments. I'm thirsty to make some specific videos saying people were asking me in the comments, and then I'll make a whole video. So please do that. And if you haven't yet, hop over to our Cash App or our PayPal. Maybe drop a donation for this class. Look out for more donation classes coming this week. And yeah, check out more videos that we have coming. We also have some kids classes coming this week also. So I hope to see you in those. Peace and blessings. Be a blessing to somebody else, not just yourself. And rock on, y'all. I'll holler at you. It's been real. It's been real in the field. I'll see you in our next class. Peace.